Imagine a battlefield. On one side stands an army trembling in fear, and on the other, a giant nearly 10 feet tall. His name is Goliath, a warrior so terrifying that no one dares to face him. Day after day, he taunts the Israelites, shouting, "Send me a man to fight. If he defeats me, we will serve you. But if I win, you will be our slaves." For 40 days, the Israelites are silent, too scared to even look Goliath in the eye. A shepherd boy named David, the youngest of 8 brothers. While his older brothers are soldiers, David spends his days in the fields caring for sheep. But David isn't just an ordinary boy. He's brave, full of faith, and has a heart for God. One day, David is sent by his father to bring food to his brothers on the battlefield. When he arrives, he hears Goliath's insults and sees the fear in the Israelite camp. David's heart burns with courage. "Who is this giant that dares to defy the armies of the living God?" he asks. His brothers laugh. "Go back to your sheep, David. This is no place for a boy." But David doesn't back down. He tells King Saul, "I will fight this giant." The king is shocked. "You're just a boy. Goliath has been a warrior his whole life," David replies. "When I was tending sheep, I fought lions and bears to protect my flock. The same God who rescued me from them will rescue me from this giant." King Saul reluctantly agrees and offers David his armor. But it's too heavy, and David sets it aside. Instead, he picks up his shepherd's staff, 5 smooth stones, and his sling. As David steps onto the battlefield, Goliath roars with laughter. "Am I a dog that you come at me with sticks? Come here, boy, and I'll feed your flesh to the birds." But David isn't afraid. He shouts back, "You come at me with a sword and spear, but I come in the name of the Lord Almighty. Today he will deliver you into my hands." David places a stone in his sling, spins it around, and lets it fly. The stone soars through the air and hits Goliath square in the forehead. The giant falls to the ground with a thunderous crash. The Israelites cheer as David runs to Goliath, takes the giant's sword, and finishes the battle. Remember, David wasn't the strongest, the oldest, or the most experienced, but he trusted God completely. His faith turned the impossible into a victory. Morals lessons. So the next time you face a giant in your life, remember David. With God on your side, no challenge is too big to overcome.